So potential is our untapped capabilities that can be developed, as well as our natural aptitudes. So aptitudes and capabilities intersect, but they're not necessarily the same thing. You run a tech company, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So your natural aptitudes are in technology and leadership. My natural aptitudes are not necessarily technology, but I love technology and I like to learn about it. So I have the capability to develop technical skills, even though that's not where my main interest and aptitudes are. But I just wanted to make that little differentiation. Now, let's go back to potential. People have unlimited potential, but we don't always see it. One of the things that I noticed is that the most obvious thing is what we overlook. So some people are very happy doing the bare minimum. They're very happy just showing up, clocking in at 8 o'clock, taking a 1 hour break, and going home at 5. And they will do what is required of them, and that makes them happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are other people who want more. And those people who want more are your people who are often interested in personal development, in growth opportunities, but maybe haven't really cultivated their capabilities, their skills. And some of those people are going to have natural aptitudes towards certain things, and some of them will need to develop places where there's deficiencies. Everything at the end of the day is how we develop skills, things we are naturally good at, as well as things that we are not. Now, if you have that drive within you and you see intelligence in somebody, you see their potential, you want to develop them. But it's not fully your responsibility. It is also the responsibility of that person. Let's say you see something in me. Well, it is also my responsibility to want to develop myself, to see that you've taken an interest in me and to meet you there. You know, that's what I call the triad of recognition. It's not a binary thing and it's not a singular thing. It works both ways, and that requires self-awareness. And one of the things that we had mid-20th century social psychologists talk about is this idea of self-actualization, reaching towards your potential, reaching to fulfill your needs. That is where development comes in. But we do need to be mindful. In the book and in my TEDx talk, I gave the example of a student called Adam, who I once had, who is extremely problematic. In the talk, I didn't have time to go too much into the story because of time constraints, but Adam was a gang member. He came from a background of a lot of violence, and he was very difficult to work with, but he was so incredibly bright. And we butted heads so many times. And this was my first year as a professor, many, many moons ago. And I didn't give up on him, but I also didn't want to give up on myself as a professor. It was my first year. So there was this dance that Adam and I had where he would push and test boundaries. And I would push back and say, no, these are the rules. We are being strict. I know you're smart. I know you could be better. We were always doing this dance until the day that I mentioned in the book and in my TEDx talk, where, you know, his friend was shot and he cried in my arms, and he just cried because, you know, he was so sad and devastated. And when I didn't lecture him, when I didn't tell him anything other than just to let him be and give him the support, he realized I don't have to fight the world. Just maybe, someone really does see me. So just maybe I'm going to see myself too, and I'm going to put in an effort. And he did. Because sometimes all you have to do is see people and give it an opportunity, no matter how small it is. After that, it's up to them. You did your part.